Ahead of tomorrow's debate on the controversial FATCA Bill due to take place in the Parliament, the Bankers Association of Trinidad and Tobago issues a final warning to both government and the opposition to put politics aside and act in the best interest of the country. Janine Brown files this report.
In under 24 hours, both sides of the House meet in the Parliament to debate and decide whether or not the FATCA Bill will be passed. Speaking at a final press conference ahead of Thursday's vote, BATT's President Anya Schnur pleaded with both sides, particularly the opposition, to support the bill. This as she said she was disappointed by the dialogue from the February 13th FATCA debate in the Parliament.
Unfortunately, what I heard was a total misrepresentation of what this bill is trying to achieve, and yet again we are forced to come here to debunk what I guess we can now all refer to as the fake news about FATCA.
She reiterated that the FATCA bill is meant to apply to U.S. citizens only.
There are many U.S. persons who either live outside of the U.S. or remit money outside of the U.S. or earn money outside of the U.S. Those persons are already subject to U.S. tax laws. And the reason the U.S. government can impose this obligation on foreign banks is also very simple. We are the customers of U.S. banks.
But should Trinidad and Tobago not comply with the bill, the after effects would be felt by every citizen. BATT's treasurer explained that there is a plethora of services that require correspondence from U.S. banks.
Credit card transactions, remittances from abroad, U.S. dollar securities that are purchased by investment entities locally, purchases of goods for input into our local manufacturing sector. All of these requirements require flows through a U.S. dollar bank account.
She explained non-compliance would be especially challenging for the locally owned banks.
We don't have a foreign parent who is going to go to a U.S. correspondent bank and fight a fight on our behalf. We fight the fight every day with our correspondent banking relationships. The threat is even greater to us.
Referencing the popular MX Prime and Ultimate Rejects tune Full Extreme, BATT's VP warned that the extent of the danger will only be realized should the bill not be passed.
Contrary to what MX Prime asserts, right? If the economy falls down because of this issue, rest assured, the jamming will stop.
Thursday's debate begins at 1 p.m., following which both sides will vote on the bill. By law, the bill requires a 3/5 majority to be passed. Janine Brown, C News.
The Bankers Association blasts the Hoover Point Leases Chamber for what it said was the organization's misinformation relating to bank fees. On Tuesday, concerns were raised and criticisms leveled about the commercial banking sector in the country at a chamber event. Members of the chamber deemed as unethical the practice by commercial banks imposing a service charge, allegedly without notifying customers. Responding, the president of the Bankers Association said the argument was misinformed as they do provide information to the public before charges are implemented.
A lot of it is misinformed and a lot of it is not based on the actual data. There have been a number of studies throughout the Caribbean comparing the rates and charges and the various institutions and the products that they offer to the public. We are probably the only sector in Trinidad and Tobago that actually publishes its fees and services.